2000 here coming at you with a movie review of finally me doing a movie review of this criminally underrated horror thriller film, Sniders Strangeland. About time I'm finally reviewing this motherfucking movie because this movie I think is super underrated. And fuck Rotten Tomatoes, giving this one 6%. Yeah, fuck Rotten Tomatoes up their asses, those hack motherfuckers. Yeah, this movie is great. Don't listen to the fucking bullshit reviews, folks. If nobody have not seen, in case anybody from my subscribers have not seen D. Snyder Strangeland, definitely check out D. Snyder Strangeland from 1998. And even my good friend David. Yeah, if David's watching, yeah, definitely check out D. Snyder Strangeland from 1998. It's a great thriller. Yeah, all in all, this movie is great. I don't give a shit what Rotten Tomatoes says. 6% of my ass. And even the IMDb is low as well. It's like 5 point something. Like, really? It's a 5 point and it's a 6% on Rotten Tomatoes? Fuck you. IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes. I don't give a shit what the credit score is. Like, I don't even give a shit about Rotten Tomatoes either because they're a bunch of horse ass, in my opinion. And there's like companies that really kiss their asses, like Screen Rant. Like, fuck Screen Rant. They kiss a lot of asses to Rotten Tomatoes because they rank the worst movies to the best, and a lot of them are like the good movies that are like the worst movies. Like, they're ranking them because they want to rank them how Rotten Tomatoes score them. Like, that's bullshit. You're not even like ranking them because you don't even have your opinion about it. You're just ranking them because you're kissing the Rotten Tomatoes asses. Oh, because the way they score them with a percent, that's bullshit. That's not even giving it a fair ranking. You're just kissing a lot of asses through Rotten Tomatoes. Like, fuck Screen Rant. But all in all, D. Snyder's Strangeland is a criminally underrated thriller. It's about this character named Captain Howdy, who is a mysteriously weird character. Like, I don't know how they explain his character, like if he's a pedophile or not, because of course, a lot of these characters that he's attacking, that they say that he violated a lot of these characters. They were like teenagers from high school, so I guess maybe he is also convicted as a pedophile as well, but they never mention it. But he's into like torturing and S&M, all that shit, tattooing, piercing, because he tortures a lot of his victims. Of course, he sews their mouths like that, like to not have them speak. That's a brutal way to keep someone's mouth closed and when they're torturing them. Ugh, fuck. But yeah, this was a really refreshing new horror movie that D. Snyder explained in his commentary. Like, he was getting kind of sick and tired of like the same shit from horror movies that they were just coming out, like Leprechaun. Like, what the fuck? Even like shitting on Scream, which I don't disagree with him with that, because you know what, Scream, even though like the first movie is good, like it is like getting kind of tiresome afterwards. But on yeah, especially with 5 and 6, like I'm sick of Scream after 5 and 6. They should just cancel Scream 7, never make it, because I'm already done with it. I don't care about, oh, they fired Melissa Barrera. Here's my opinion. I didn't really care for Melissa Barrera as whatever the sister. I think she was a horrible actress. It's just my opinion, because I just feel like a lot of these new actors are not that good compared to like really good actors that came out in these low budget or even big budget movies that were really well acted. Even the actors that are in the Blob, in the original Night Living Dead movie, those were good actors, but they were not well known actors. But they were good. They were well done in their acting performance, and some of them even worked on the set of the movie. But yeah, I don't give a shit about Scream 7. If they want to cancel it and never make it, that'll be that that will not really surprise me, because I don't care. But this movie, is better than Scream 5 and 6. D. Snyder's Strangeland is a criminally underrated film. It's about these Captain Howdy kidnapping and encountering these teenagers to like hook on this chat and room and stuff, and pretty much entrap them like into this his house to like kidnap them and torture them and fuck them up sexually and sadistically and brutally. And of course, the movie stars Kevin Gage, who's playing this character named Mike Gage, who's like they're reusing his last name for this character. Kevin Gage is pretty good. I didn't mind Kevin Gage. And of course, Elizabeth Pena, rest in peace. She's no longer with us. She she plays his wife, and she's pretty good in her parts, even though she's not seen a lot in the movie. She plays pretty good, even in the motion scene where she's like she breaks down and yells at Captain Howdy and stuff in the middle part of the end of the movie. And of course, Brett Harrelson, who he plays his part, Detective Mike Gage's partner in the movie. He's pretty good. And of course, you get appearance by Robert Englund, and of course, Dee Snider is playing Captain Howdy, the villain of the movie. One leads to another. Mike Gage's daughter, Genevieve, who's played by Linda Cardellini. She's pretty good in it, and she's pretty hot too. But yeah, she gets kidnapped by Captain Howdy in one of the chats. Her friend gets killed. They find her friend's dead body that's in a submerged car that they get out of the river. And they identifies the dead body, and it's in the trunk, and it's her friend. They know there's a piercing, and they're investigating what the hell is this until like this guy, I forgot his name, Robert something, but he has like a lot of tattoos all over his neck and his arms and stuff. But he's always seen in a lot of Steven Seagal movies. He explains to them, "Oh, that's a 00 gauge." Talking about like that's a big ass piercing metal thing that they're holding that they got out of the car. And that guy's acting wasn't that bad either. He would go on to do a similar movie like D. Snyder's Strangeland called Parlor, which is a pretty solid indie slasher movie. It's called Paler, Tattoo Parlor. Yeah, it's called Parlor. I don't know what year it came out, but it's with that actor. And I feel like that movie kind of bases on a bit of the Strangeland because he does torture people, but he tortures them with his with the tattoo things, like the pins that he uses to make tattoos on people's body. He tortures people with a tattoo, so he's like the tattoo slasher killer. Kind of like similar to this movie, so like that movie's kind of based on this one a little bit. That's a pretty good film, and yeah, that guy, he makes an appearance in the movie, telling him what about piercing, scarring, branding, all that shit. S&M. Tells them where they go to this club. They go to this club to see what's there, playing rock metal music. The music soundtrack is really good. You get a lot of good music. System of the Down sings in this soundtrack. Kid Rock sings in the soundtrack. Marilyn Manson sings in the soundtrack. A lot of good metal music, rock metal music, that's in this soundtrack. Even Dee Snider singing in the intro of the movie, and even a reunion with Twisted Sister, his old band, made a reunion song at the end of the movie. They played their reunion song at the end. They don't know what the hell this Sabal. They call it Sabalba, which they don't know where the hell this is about. Just these people torturing their bodies and enjoying the rock music and all that shit. And they leave and they don't realize the killer, not the bad guy that kidnapped his daughter, is there. Captain Howdy is getting his fucking they do like a cannibal Ferox thing where you know how the lady gets hooked with the hooks through her boobies and shit. Well, they do it with Captain Howdy where he has his pecs getting hanged with these hooks. Damn, that is some brutal shit. Like, especially the visual of it, like the silhouette of his body being hanged with the hooks. Gosh dang, that was brutal to watch. And of course, he wakes up all pissed off that he's not dead. Still continues torturing his victims, giving his character a fucking ding dong piercing, which is really brutal. Thinking about it. But one leads to another. That in that scene where he's getting the piercing on the dude's ding dong, they think they're going into Captain Howdy's house, but he got into a wrong house where these two older couples are having sex and stuff, and it's just random. But they got the wrong house. One leads to another. Mike is like the one that's left there taking a sleep and a nap from his car, and he noticed this dog's barking, making this signal, and there's the Captain Howdy's house. He goes in there, breaks in. Before he goes in, he sees his trash bag that's in the back of the house. Opens it, and there's like all these used needles. Like, what the fuck? Like, oh shit, there's AIDS. That's an easy way to get AIDS. All these used needles that fell out of the garbage bag. But one leads to another. He goes and finds all these teenagers that are like tortured and like these weird sexual mechanisms, devices that they're on. Of course, he finds his daughter Genevieve, who's like captured there. Tries to get her out, but he gets attacked by Captain Howdy, and then you finally get the look of him, what this guy looks, and you get like his like the music's even good too, where he has like this really dominant music, scary music too, mixed with it, going like, where it's like you've seen like slowly of looking at his whole body, like holy shit, this dude is scary. Half of his face is tattooed, all this weird piercing shit all over his face. He comes off as a really scary looking dude. He has a bit of a scuffle with Mike, and then Mike throws piss on him and shoots him in the leg, calls him a sick fuck, and arrests him. Captain Howard is like taunting at his daughter and saying weird shit. I'd rather be dead. And of course, he shuts him up and stuff. Takes her, saves his daughter and saves the kids that are kidnapped and tortured in that place. Captain Howdy's arrested. It's 4 years later. He already went through a lot of psychiatric treatment. He's like a changed guy, but society does not want to see him out to the real world because they know he's a sick fuck. Of course, the medication that they gave him and all the psychiatric help pretty much validated him to be a normal person, like not being Captain Howdy no more. But everybody just doesn't want him around, even though he's sorry about it. But everybody does not want him around, and they take it to their own hands to beat the shit out of him. Because you get Robert Englund's character, Jack, who thinks that his daughter's kidnapped by Captain Howdy, even though his daughter's like screwing with her boyfriend in the hotel, and why the daughter's not there. He thinks that Captain Howdy fucking kidnapped her, even though he wasn't doing that Captain Howdy shit. So they just break into his house and they beat him up, take him to the woods, and they hanged him. And one leads to another. He survives the hanging noose because they didn't put the rope into a strong tree, so the tree broke. And of course, he wakes up and he has that Freddy Krueger Legion of Doom line. What a rush! Like now, Captain Howdy's back. They pissed off Captain Howdy. Now he's back, and he starts kidnapping Robert Englund, having this funny ass scene where he's like disguising as his because Captain Howdy's like behind the back of his dead wife or something with her throat slit, but he's like trying to dance, and Robert Englund's going all full Robert Englund, where he's like dancing like this with his arms out. Like he's wearing a tank top. The only thing he wears is his fucking boxers and cowboy boots and watching porn, which the fuck, that was just so random but funny with the way he's like moving until like it's revealed that he knows his wife is dead, and it's revealed Martin Howdy's like the one that's moving the body. He's just you want to play ball, Scarecrow? And then he's like, he hits the body, he swings like the body like it's a baseball bat and knocks out Robert Englund. Takes him to torture him, tells Mike that, oh, I'm back. And he tortures Robert Englund with hooks, a lot of hooks, and then, of course, tortures a lady that berated him early in the movie. Torturing her, putting piercings, spikes through her chest. And she's like the only person out of everybody that never wanted to open their mouth because they're sewed like this. She opens her mouth, figures like she feels the pain. She's tortured. Like, it's like so funny the way Captain Howdy is such a sadistic fuck, but he's funny at the same time. Like, oh, now you do feel the pain. Like, you can tell he is a twisted dude, but he does have some sense of humor. Like, it is pretty funny. Like, out of all the characters, nobody never wanted to do that because their mouth is sewed. But she felt the pain and of being tortured by Captain Howdy, and boom, you get that unrated shot, which is out of that's not it's cut in the theatrical cut, but you get like the close up of the woman's mouth being open, blood coming out, pretty good practical effects. But one leads to another. Mike he keeps like telling Mike Gage, hey, like leaving warning signs, noticing that his daughter's gone from school, and shows the computer turns on. His wife and his detective partner are seeing Captain Howdy on the computer, showing that he has their daughter. He's torturing her too, putting needles around her tits and like, oh shit, dude, that dude is fucking sadistic. And of course, it breaks down the mom, like telling like pretty good acting by Elizabeth Pena. Like she shows her emotional acting right there. Of course, breaks they don't know where they're at until like they're only found by these two guards that are seeing all the victims that Captain Howdy tortured in these devices. And you get this really cool rock music with I think it's a really good song. I have no idea what song it is called or what band plays it, but it really fit the song, like the scene being disturbing and really cool at the same time. Like it's like making you like holy shit. Like even the music makes it kind of disturbing too. Like even though it's a rock metal music to jam into, like Chucky from Bride Chucky, but like it makes the scene pretty damn disturbing. Like seeing all these victims that he captured and put in torture devices, even hard England's like hanging from all the hooks, and of course they find Mike Gage's daughter Genevieve, where she has a lot of thousands of needles in her body that are hooked into her bodies from head to toe. Like, damn, that is really, really, really disturbing scene. Gotta admit, with a really good song, like really cool rock metal music in the background, that gives it like an eerie vibe to it. One leads to another. Mike Gage is happy that he found his daughter, and then he wants to go see and meet up with Captain Howdy by himself at the Sababa Club. And they have a bit of a dialogue exchange until it pisses off Captain Howdy. He beats the shit out of him, hitting him with these brutal big knee kicks to Mike Gage and kicking his ass like holy shit. Even though you think that Mike Gage was gonna kick his ass because he was being cocky, like I'm gonna be over there and kick the dog shit out of you. And just like what the fuck? Captain Howard just grabs him and just starts kicking the shit out of him with these knee kicks, like hella brutal and vicious. Like, damn, this dude knows how to fight. Not just only like this dude's not anybody to fuck with. Like, this dude is scary. Like, he's not just only a really fucked up person that is into torture and sex and shit, but he knows how to fight. Like, holy shit, he went all WWE and WWF on it. And of course, he knocks him out after he strangled him. And then Mike Gage wakes up and he sees this big old hook chain is like coming down with rock metal music in the background. It's like Kind of reminds me like how Triple H and Undertaker had the Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania, and they had the Metallica music playing in the background. Like it kind of reminded me of that. Where like, holy shit, it's Hell in the Cell. We're about to get the real shit. And of course, they have a bit of a scuffle with the Hook and stuff until like Mike Gage brutally picks off Captain Howdy's nose ring and boom, and pulls it off and starts bleeding. He doesn't give a shit because he likes pain. He's a crazy dude. He starts monologuing and trying to go after Mike, but Mike kicks him in the gut, grabs the chain, has that line, "Love is the pain, and you'll feel it." And then he stabs the fucking Hook into his back, stabbing and going on Glenn Jacob Kane from See No Evil on Captain Howdy's back and hooking him up. So he's like swinging with the chain. Captain Howdy's like anti antagonizing him, like being cocky, being an ass to him. What are you gonna do, wrestle me? Now you're gonna do nothing for me. They're gonna let me out. Of course, he doesn't give a shit about getting him arrested, so he just says, fuck this shit. I'm not having this asshole out again. So he grabs like a bit of like candle wax water, throws it. Like I think it was fluid or something that makes it get it flammable because he gets like the match and he says, "This is for Genevieve, you fuck." And then boom, he throws the match, burns up Captain Howdy. Captain Howdy's all burned up with really good practical and well shot effects. Like, dude, that was really good practical effects, like showing how his body gets all burned and really good practical effects where they even mix up with the dummy, which is like it's not it's like a dummy body of D. Snyder where it's all fully burned and stuff. Like it looks pretty cool, like really well done dummy effect. Like it doesn't look bad or fake or looking. And then the fire's all over the body when it's hanging. And finally the fire's getting all over his body, burning it. Pretty good practical effects on the dummy effect of D. Snyder. But yeah, that was a really cool way to kill a villain, burning him up like that. After he's getting swung and tortured by the hook chain. Of course, Brett Harrelson's character comes to see Mike and say like, "Hey, let's get out of here." He did. He's already gone. Of course, Captain Howard's body falls off the chain. What leaves is his back skin leave behind, and yeah, shows you Mike is done. He wants to go see his family, talks to his friend for a bit, and that's it. And then you get a nice final shot of Captain Howdy face smiling with the fire effects around it, and that's when the movie ends with a really good reunion Twister Sister song at the end. Dee Snider singing, and yeah, for a long time we were wanting to have a sequel for this movie. Even Dee Snider wanted to have a sequel, but I don't know if it's gonna still happen because I heard about the news about it back in 2015. They wanted to do a sequel to this movie, but one leads to another. It's already been like years, like already been like 10 years, like almost 10 years that this news has already happened. So like, I don't even know if it's gonna happen or not. But I heard it might be canceled. Who knows? But I feel like it's kind of late because this one should have had a sequel back in 2006 or seven. Same thing with Behind the Mask of Leslie Vernon. That should have had a sequel, but that's already too late. I would have liked to seen a sequel to Shocker. That would have been a cool movie to have a sequel, but that never got because that movie flopped in theaters. But yeah, he's not a Strangeland. Um, I don't have a con with this movie. Like I don't have nothing that I hate about this film because I really think this movie is super underrated. If I had to have a con with the movie, I would just say I kind of wish the movie was like 15 minutes more longer and stuff, like 15 or 20 minutes longer instead of being like really short. But all in all, that's probably the only con I have. I would come up because I have nothing against about this movie. Nothing's bad about this movie at all. It goes flash fly quick. Like it doesn't go boring. It doesn't make you mad. It doesn't make you like, oh, it's referencing this shit, this shit, this shit. Of course, his name Captain Howdy's reference to The Exorcist, but it's done in a cool way where it's a villain, a horror movie, new horror villain's name, up there with Horace Pinker and Leslie Vernon. Yeah, this one was done something really refreshing and new. Came out in 1998. Got shat on by critics. Even Rotten Tomatoes hate this fucking movie. Some people even complain that this movie is boring. How the hell is this boring? When you got like other movies that are so boring than this. Like you got Halloween Ends, which is the last time I'm gonna talk about that movie. Halloween Ends is a boring piece of crap that nothing doesn't happen, and Michael Myers is not even in that motherfucker at all. Where D. Snyder Strangeland, you get a slow burn, a little bit of you don't know who he is until you finally get to see Captain Howdy, and then he's a crazy ass villain. And make me appreciate because it makes you appreciate that this villain is pretty creepy, even also twisted. Like he also has a bit of a twisted humor at times. Oh, you do feel the pain now. But all in all, I enjoy this movie. I don't care what Rotten Tomatoes says. Giving it 6%, that's bullshit. This movie's criminally underrated. Highly recommend folks to check it out. Hit the like, subscribe, and take care, everybody. Bye bye.